Ever wonder what that one mental tool is that separates top performers from, well, pretty much everyone else? It's this single skill that lets them stay completely composed while the world around them is in a panic. Well, today, we're going to break down that very skill, the power of the pause.
All right, so let me ask you something straight up. When the pressure is on, when things go sideways, do you react or do you respond? And look, I know it might sound like we're just splitting hairs here, but trust me, the difference between those two words, it's everything.
Just think about it for a second. An automatic reaction, that's that rush of panic, right? An impulse that's completely driven by emotion. But a chosen response, that's a whole different story. That's composure. It's control. It's a decision that's led by reason. One feels like you're just strapped into a roller coaster getting thrown around. The other, that's like being the pilot in the cockpit. Now, here's the thing that changes everything. This ability to choose how you respond, it's not some magic personality trait you're either born with or you're not. It's a skill. And the best part about a skill? You can learn it. You can practice it. You can absolutely master it.
Okay, so where does this even come from? It's not just about gritting your teeth and having willpower. It's actually a biological function, and it's powered by the most sophisticated part of your brain, your executive control. Think of it like the CEO of your mind, the part that handles all the high-level thinking, the planning, and the big decisions.
This superpower actually has a name. It's called cognitive inhibition. And all it really means is the ability to hit the brakes on an automatic emotional reaction so that you can choose your response instead. It's basically the emergency brake for your emotional autopilot.
And don't just brush this off as some minor self-help trick. The source material is crystal clear on this. This skill is considered, and I'm going to quote this directly, a primary marker of high intelligence. So yeah, being able to manage your own impulses is fundamentally tied to higher-level thinking. It's a big deal.
All right, so we get what it is, and we get why it's so incredibly powerful. So that leads to the big question, right? How do you actually build this skill? How do you get from that knee-jerk reaction to a deliberate response, especially when you're in the heat of the moment?
The answer is, believe it or not, super simple, but at the same time, really profound. You learn to engineer a mental gap. You intentionally create this tiny pocket of time, this little bit of space between the emotion you feel and the action you take.
So here's how it works. It's a simple four-step process. First, you've got the stimulus. Something happens. Second, an emotion pops up automatically, as they do. But then comes step 3. And this is the game changer, the pause. This is where you create that mental gap. And only then do you get to step 4, your chosen response. You see, that tiny little conscious pause you create, that is the most important moment in this whole thing. It is the line in the sand. It's the exact point where you stop being a puppet pulled by emotional strings and you start making your own choices. And once you get good at this, man, it unlocks so much for you. You can stay composed under insane pressure, you stop panic in its tracks, and you actively engage that CEO part of your brain. What it really does is give you the power to choose your response on purpose. Let's just look at this side by side. Without that pause, see? It's just a straight shot from stimulus to reaction. You're basically on autopilot. You're being controlled. But when you create that gap, the whole equation changes. Now it's stimulus, gap, response. And in that world, you're the one in control.
So here's the one thing I really want you to walk away with. The space between what happens to you and how you respond, that mental gap you create with a pause, that space isn't empty. That little space, that is your moment of power.
See, that's the moment you get to decide who you are and what you're going to do next. It's where you find your composure, your strength, your intelligence. So I'll just leave you with this one question. How are you going to use it?